There's something freeing about knowing that what is said in private remains between hearts, unspoken to the world. When the world is too loud, the only place where we can hear our truth is in the quiet corners of privacy. In private moments, we find the courage to speak the unspeakable and to share what's been hidden for too long. The heart speaks its most vulnerable truths when it's held in the safety of privacy. In private spaces, the things we've been too afraid to say in public come alive in words that heal and empower. There's an intimacy in private conversations that can't be replicated in the chaos of the world. Sometimes, the most important things are those we only say to one person in a quiet, sacred moment. In the privacy of a shared moment, you can truly reveal yourself, your thoughts, your heart, and your soul. Private spaces aren't for hiding, they're for revealing what the world isn't ready to see. In the stillness of privacy, we find the space to express our deepest feelings and most intimate thoughts. To speak in private is to trust. Trust that your words will be held with care, not judged by the world. The most meaningful words often come in private, where we don't have to guard ourselves against the noise of the world. Sometimes, to speak the truth, we must find a quiet place away from distractions where the heart can finally speak. In the sanctuary of privacy, we find the courage to speak our hearts and reveal what we've been too afraid to say. The most profound truths are often whispered in private space, where vulnerability is embraced without fear. When the world is too overwhelming, we seek refuge in private conversations where we can be heard and understood. The heart's deepest thoughts are often too fragile for public spaces. They need the comfort of privacy to truly be shared. In private, our words carry the weight of sincerity, unburdened by expectations or judgment. Some things are meant to be shared in quiet moments, where only trust and understanding can shape the conversation. In the silence of privacy, the truth we've kept hidden comes alive, ready to be spoken with courage and clarity. The power of private moments lies in the connection they foster. Words spoken in trust become more than just sounds. When we speak in private, we create a space where our words are valued for their authenticity, not their performance. Privacy allows us to speak freely without the fear of our words being misunderstood or distorted. There are moments when only the closest listener can truly understand the depth of what we need to say. Private conversations are the soul's way of laying bare its truths, free from the distractions of the world around us. In the safety of privacy, we can say the unspeakable knowing our words will be met with empathy, not judgment. When we share in private, we offer more than words. We offer pieces of ourselves, vulnerable and real. Sometimes the most important things we say are the ones that are only spoken to the person who truly listens. The best kind of conversation is one where silence can coexist with words, and both hold meaning in a private space. Privacy isn't about hiding, it's about giving our emotions the space they need to be expressed fully. In private, we can express our frustrations, fears, and hopes without worrying about the world's reactions. The beauty of private moments lies in their ability to allow us to share our most intimate thoughts without fear. Some truths require the stillness of privacy to be fully understood. Only in this space can they be truly revealed. There are words we cannot say in public that need to be heard in the quiet of private conversations. In privacy, we find the courage to let go of our insecurities and speak our hearts without hesitation. The intimacy of a private moment offers the freedom to speak the words that truly matter without distractions. When the world's noise fades away, we can hear our own heart speak louder than ever before in the quiet of privacy. In private moments, the things we've held inside are finally given a voice, and our souls are heard. The most honest conversations happen when no one else is listening, where words come from a place of pure truth. Privacy creates a space where words can be exchanged freely without the weight of the world's expectations. To share something in private is to trust that the listener will hold your words gently and without judgment. In private, we are free to express what we've been afraid to say, knowing our words are safe and respected. Private conversations offer the kind of intimacy that can only be built when both people are open and vulnerable. Sometimes the most important truths can only be shared when there's no one else around to distract or judge. In the stillness of privacy, we can say what's been left unsaid, and in doing so, find peace. Sometimes, the most important conversations are the ones that happen in private, where hearts and minds can be laid bare. There are thoughts we need to share, but the world isn't always ready to hear them. So we seek a quiet corner to speak our truth. In the stillness of private moments, secrets become shared stories and burdens lighter. When emotions are too deep for words in public, they find their voice in private. There are things we need to say, but not every moment is the right time or place. Sometimes, privacy is where clarity grows. The weight of the world can feel lightened when we find someone who listens in the quiet spaces between words. In private moments, we can speak our soul, unburdened by the judgment of the world. Not all feelings belong in public. Some thoughts need the warmth of a private space to truly be understood. The heart knows when it needs to retreat from the crowd, to find solace in quiet words. Some conversations require privacy because what's shared in secret holds the potential to change everything. In the quiet of a private meeting, truths emerge that could never be spoken aloud in the rush of the world. There's power in saying things privately. There's freedom in expressing thoughts that the world isn't ready to hear. The most profound thoughts often arise when we're able to leave behind the noise and speak from the heart in privacy. Sometimes, sharing our deepest thoughts is the only way to understand them, and that requires a safe, private space. In private, we aren't afraid to show our vulnerability and express what we've kept hidden for far too long. The mind often craves silence before it can share its deepest, most vulnerable thoughts. Some truths only make sense when shared in a space where the outside world cannot interrupt. It's in the quiet spaces between us that real honesty lives and flourishes. Private spaces are where the heart speaks its truth without fear or interruption. In private conversations, the soul can finally breathe, unfurling all the thoughts too delicate for the world. The things we can't say in public become clearer when shared in a space where understanding is the only goal. When you're ready to speak what's been hidden, the privacy of a trusted space is where the words flow freely. Not all feelings belong in the light of day. Some thoughts need the shelter of darkness to bloom. In private, you can express what you've been holding back without worrying about how others will perceive it. Sometimes we need to be in a private space to truly understand what our heart has been trying to say all along. The heart speaks in whisper when surrounded by love and safety. Private moments are where those whispers are heard. You can only truly hear yourself when you're alone with your thoughts in a private, undisturbed space. In the quiet of a private conversation, the loudest truths are often revealed. Privacy isn't about secrecy. It's about the freedom to share what's on our hearts without fear of judgment. What you share in private often carries more weight than any public declaration. It's in the quiet spaces where the most significant moments happen, away from the world's watchful eye. Sometimes what's needed is not an audience, but a single soul who will listen in private. Privacy isn't about hiding, it's about offering the heart the time to speak its deepest truths. A private conversation holds the power to change everything because it's where the soul's most sincere words are spoken. We sometimes have to meet in private to share the words that can heal, hurt, or change us forever. In private moments, we exchange what is most precious, our raw, unfiltered emotions. The best conversations are those that happen in the quiet spaces, away from prying eyes and judgment. There's a certain safety in private moments where words become an offering, not a burden. When you're ready to reveal your truest thoughts, a private space is where they can be shared without fear. In the privacy of a single moment, you can reveal all that you've been keeping inside for too long. The soul longs for a place where it can speak freely, without hesitation or fear of being misunderstood. Sometimes, the most important thing to do is step away from the crowd and speak from the heart in private. In private, we find the courage to express what we couldn't say in the open. Every heart holds a story that only comes to light in the quiet and trust of private moments. True connection often happens when no one else is watching, when hearts meet and words flow in private. Privacy isn't just about being alone. It's about being safe enough to share what others might not understand. The deepest conversations are often the ones shared in private, where words carry the weight of emotion and trust.